Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Good to see you, everybody. And my name is Jarvis. I'm the host of the show. With me tonight, as always, my co-host, Mr. Stu Woolley. And tonight we will break down the tactics, the XG, the everything, the heat maps, and maybe we will get a reality check of our big striker signing or maybe signing when it comes to Gyökeres. I've done some research on the guy, and what I found is some kind of disturbing in some aspects. But I will try to explain it as best as we can. We will go through the latest transfer rumors. We will talk about Mbeumo. We will talk about Cunha, and yeah, and we will talk about the what do you call it? The Red Football Limited company that's taking on the debt. So, guys, girls, I will play the intro and you can smash the like and subscribe. So, see you in a second. Yes, guys and girls, and there is the man himself, Mr. Stu Woolley. How you doing, my friend?
All right, just doing a bit of limbering up for tonight's show.
Ooh.
As we do. Yeah, I'm all right. Actually, having a busy few days, to be fair, work-wise. So, the old throat's a bit hoarse, too much talking and meetings and eating and drinking and awards nights and all that kind of stuff. So, glad to be back, actually, old friend, talking football.
Yes,
which is what I like to do. Managed to get a kickabout in last night, which was really good. It was a really close game. So, aching a bit this morning. These old bones don't heal as quickly as always, but yes, but always good. Yeah, somebody's in saying you look dapper already. Bloody hell, Lebo, he's coming in saying.
Okay, so Lebo is becoming a moderator right now. Thank you, Lebo.
It looks like I haven't got it going, Lebo. I know I'll try to do better, pal.
Just keep him coming, Lebo. Thank you.
Yes, keep him going. How much have you paid him?
Nothing.
I was going to say, but he's got the best badge going, hasn't he? The old green and the gold. That's
Lebo Southboard is officially a moderator at Tactical Devils. Welcome aboard, my friend.
Can't believe it. Look at him. He's not even blushing, Jarvis. He is it all the time. Absolutely.
I hope everybody's well. I just want to say hi. The Ahmad is free from Tenerife is in the house. We have Gavin Underwood, Lebo Southboard always coming in as our new moderator now. Jamie Wayne coming in. Good evening, gents. Genghis Khan Jr., welcome to the show. It's going to be a thriller tonight, Jarvis. Yes, it's going to be a good show. Not the usual Jarvis's Corner Monday night, but this is the new show we are trying to aim for Thursday night. Now in the summertime off season, we will try to do 2 shows a week, and this is called the what do we call it, Stu? What's the name of the show? xGfiles.
This is the xGfiles, and we may at some point introduce a Thursday cool down, a Friday cool down. We don't know yet, do we? That was my idea, by the way. So that's why I'm plugging it. Jarvis come up with the xG file, so I'm going to plug my own name.
Yes.
The whatever cool down. We might be doing Sunday cool down, might we? When we get a bit of time and.
Yes, just but that have to be for the youth, the dab room or.
Hey, we're down with the kids now. I mean, crikey, we've got to speak. If you remember a few weeks ago, if you're watching a few weeks ago, before, I think we did slang, didn't we? We did Jarvis's slang or kids slang, and I'm there. I remember thinking, crikey, what on earth does that mean? I showed my kids, And Jake in particular, he just said, "Dad, you're just so out of touch, pal. You're just so out of touch." I said, "Teach me." He said, "No, you haven't got." You know what he said? "I haven't got the brain capacity." and the style to be able to, speak such language. So, gotta love our kids, haven't we, pal? Gotta love our kids.
Yes. Let's just go into it. The latest is on Gyökeres. It came out, I think it was late last night. Let's just bring it up here for you guys to see. Ben Jacob has been really precise when it comes to the transfer window lately. He's becoming a tier 1 journalist right now in my eyes.
He was this time. He was rubbish last year, wasn't he? Last season, but I'll give him his credit. He's been on point today. So
yeah, he's been on point. And Ben Jacobs comes in and say, my understanding is that Viktor Gyökeres would be very keen on a move to Man United if they could pull that off, financially speaking. And speaking of finances, this also came up that Gyökeres from Ben Jacobs, Gyökeres would be on 300k a week or more. So with Rashford and Sancho go, they will have the wage bill space to invest in these players. So that's why it's if they bite the bullet on the transfer and the agent fee. So if the structure is in the way where they can start in the next financial year and getting on a flexible installment, it can be a way to do that deal. So there is a way, according to Ben Jacob. It's difficult. It's going to be expensive. We don't have any more money, I believe, in this moment. But if we can get to sell some players, this may be a possibility. So, what's your take on the latest? I think for me, I feel this is going to be a reality. I think the Gyökeres thing is real.
Yeah, look, so do I. I think Gyökeres is real, and I do believe that the reports that I've seen that it's more of a personal plea from Amorim. That he seems to have turned his head, potentially Arsenal's pursuit of Šeško, if we say it right, Volps, may have soured his thoughts and his plans about going to Arsenal. Into Milan at looking at Højlund, so there's no path for him there. And I was listening to somebody a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about high-end strikers, and they utilize, and actually talking about Jack Grealish more than anything. I'm not saying Jack Grealish is a striker. What I'm saying is these elite players that have gone for a certain amount of money, that are earning a certain amount of salary, have only got we've talked about it a lot, Jarvis, they've only got a finite amount of clubs to go to. There's only maybe 8 clubs that can potentially buy these types of players. And the Newcastles of this world, the Arsenals of this world, the Tottenhams of this world, who are rubbing their eyes at the moment with fear as well as sadness, because Manchester United, wherever we are in the league, is the biggest pull, apart from Real Madrid, in world football. We know this. That Deloitte have come out and said somehow, miraculously, we're valued just behind Real Madrid in terms of overall value, which I think has shocked a lot of people. But Bruno come out and he said certain things, and nobody really took any notice of what he said, Jarvis, until he turned around and said, I spoke to the club and they told me they didn't need the money. And then all of a sudden, that was the statement that everybody took and blew up on. How can Manchester United not need the money? So I know you want to talk about it later on in the show, so we'll leave that part till then.
Yeah, we can talk about but maybe we can just explain for the viewers so they will sit by and wait for that segment, Stu. It's about a shell company. No, not a shell company, but holding company. Yes.
Yeah, and it's a holding company that's that can stomach the debt. Because I think Red Football Group, I think it is. I'm not quite sure what it's called. It only got debts of $32 million. Manchester United had debts, and we know with over 100, don't we? We've all seen that. But the Red Holding Group can have the debt because Manchester United, it's the holding company over the club. So ultimately, and it's a bit of a get out. Offshore accounts we didn't know we had. Yeah, probably correct. But it's nothing new because people are looking at Chelsea selling the women's team to their holding company, the hotels to their holding company, and that's how they're avoiding PSR rules. So we're just doing something similar. And apparently it gives us, we've got no PSR issues whatsoever. Now, other people would tell you that we do. There's a lot of conjecture going out at the moment. Nobody really knows the answer, only Sir Jim Ratcliffe. But the way that football deals are structured now, it's a very, very small amount on the actual balance sheet per month. If you look at Mbeumo, what we're paying, Mbeumo, isn't it? Mbeumo. How's it pronounced?
Mbeumo.
Mbeumo.
Like Mbeumo with an M in front of it.
Yeah.
Mbeumo.
It's what, is it 25 million a year or less than 25 million a year, which might equate to 2 million a month. And that's it, and that's the thing. So the way that Manchester United and Mbeumo, cheers for that one, and that's the way that these deals are structured now. So this is why Chelsea lob everyone on 9-year contracts.
Yeah,
they pay £50 million over 9 years. 9-year contracts, and they pay it over maybe 5 or 6 years. It's really quite strange how football is done. So I don't see so many issues. I think we'll get a deal from Mbeumo over the line quite quickly. If we've gone in and they've rejected 55 million, I suppose, all in. Depends what the add-ons are, by the way, because we can't actually, as you well know, Jarvis, if we went to Brentford and said, oh, by the way, we'll give you 45 million and we'll give you 10 million next year when we make the Champions League, Brentford are going to go, fuck off. You're not going to get the add-ons. And they know this. So I don't think add-ons will be the right structure for Manchester United this year. I think it'll have to be, more hard cash, so to speak, than the add-ons. Add-ons would always be a good deal for us, as you know, but we'd always had a chance, hadn't we, of making those add-ons. So the actual selling club would rake that extra money in. So I think with Mbeumo we won't, but I think we could probably get it done, over the next couple of days, and it'll be quite an an easy deal to make. Although I did read somewhere, I don't know whether you've heard it, Brentford are steadfast on not selling him. And it's Mbeumo that's pushing for the move.
Yeah, but if you're Thomas Frank or whoever is in charge of the transfers, do you really want to keep a player who's unhappy and want to go?
It's not worth it, Jarvis. No. I think Jamie's right. 60 million will probably do it. I don't think it's worth it, Jarvis. We know how football is. We know how selfish footballers are, and at the end of the day, chuck his toys out the pram, his agent or strong arm Brentford, and it'll get done somewhere along the line. It's likely to get done. I think Manchester United want it done now, don't they? Because they've got to then turn their attention to Gyökeres. Once they've got, I think, Mbeumo, Cunha and Gyökeres, then I think they'll start looking at the sales. Start looking at moving.
But the thing is now, it comes up from Sistoni 67 coming in and saying Manchester United are confident they can complete the deal to sign Brian Mbeumo. And also this came out today that Brentford wants a minimum guarantee fee of 50 million. Man United's offer up to 55 million in add-ons, but they didn't. So the bid was rejected.
Yeah, so maybe they'll do it, Jarvis. Maybe they'll just push 50 million on the table then. If that's what they want. I mean, look, this is what I love about the transfer business. We know F all as fans. We don't know. We speculate. We like it. If we can get, like you say, 50 million and that's all it is. But United have got to do their very best. They've got to negotiate hard. If we can get them at 45 million guarantee, we'll take them at 45 million guarantee because it's better than 50 million guarantee. But
yeah,
I like him. Do you know what the real strange thing about it all, or is it funny? I can't quite work it out. Is that now all of a sudden, top journos are questioning just how good Cunha is and just how good Mbeumo is. the sour
Yes.
grapes is quite funny. Are they at the level that Manchester United need? Yes, they both are.
Indeed, 100%. These are the plays we have to go for, and I'm so surprised that we act so swift in the transfer market.
Well,
Premier League
you
proven.
are. You
Yeah,
are. Yeah,
I,
you
I
are.
I never thought we were going to go
Well,
that
you're on
path.
record. You're on record, old friend, as saying,
Hundred
we're
percent,
prepare yourself. We're not going to be done till August. Now, me and you have both been
Because
calling
I
for
thought we were going to be on the sell to buy basis because of the
Yeah, you did.
finances.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
but
Yeah, and you're probably right at that time.
yeah,
But for what they've done, whether we like it or not, and I don't think 450 jobs worth of accent has allowed us to do it. It is all to do with, I'm going to call it creative accounting, Jarvis. We'll just call it creative accounting in a far off place in the Cayman Islands.
yeah.
Has allowed us and put us in this particular position. So I do like it, and it's nice to see, don't you think, that United are getting under people's skins again? They're starting to grate at people. They're starting to, Newcastle fans are going online, actually on the radio, crying, literally crying. And to me, that's absolutely brilliant. So I'm kind of glad. I think if they get Gyökeres, I think they'll wait on the goalkeeper until maybe after the Club World Cup. So when the transfer window reopens, but I still think they'll start looking at sales. And our biggest problem, and our biggest problem is going to be probably moving Sancho. What we do with him now, it's a big issue. I think Anthony is probably a bit of a nice, easy sell for us. Sky Sports are suggesting that if Barcelona can't get Diaz out of Liverpool, they're still interested in Rashford. Yeah, I know. That's a big thing. So, really interesting what's going on at the club at the moment. They've made some boardroom changes, haven't they, over the last 24 hours as well. So yeah, it's quite good.
Yes, the boardroom changes. It's the Dodgy Dave, as Tom journalist used to call him, Dodgy Dave. Brailsford is going. What's here? I have it. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, he's going back to
you guys. Ratcliffe is planning to a big change that will lead to Sir Dave Brailsford reducing his commitment to Man United and returning his director of sport. And Wilcox is stepping up as footballing director now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So it's quite a promotion for him, I believe. And
big promotion, Jarvis, is a big thing. Being director of football at Manchester United is huge.
It is. It is.
So
what do you reckon his role will be like in day-to-day basis when it comes to this?
Well, I would imagine if I was Jason Wilcox and I went in 12 months ago, I think he's been roughly about 12 months, hasn't he? I went in 12 months ago, then I would be looking, and I'd have been working with Amorim on a daily basis, having conversations about expectations from both sides. That's from his side and from Amorim's side. They would have been planning 6 months ago what they wanted. You got to understand that when Amorim's gone in, we all know he said himself he didn't want to go until the summer. Yeah, and this is what I need in the summer. This is what I want. And Cunha and Mbeumo, Gyökeres could all be Amorim's master plan that he's had 6 months ago. Who knows? We don't know this, but you don't just suddenly decide over a period of time. No. You don't change targets as a football manager over a period of time. You just don't do it. Because it takes time to get the money in place and to start to get, an idea of contracts already drawn up. Because Manchester United will know exactly what Brentford wants. You just have to play the game. We didn't dick about with Cunha. Now, a bit of a snippet for you. My son, one of his in fact, his best friend, isn't he? Goes to Manchester United every week, is a physio at Wolves. So he said 3 months ago Cunha was a done deal. because he knows exactly what's going on. Told Jake 8 weeks ago about Aït-Nouri to City, so he knows what's, these people know what's going on, but you can't speak, and you can't come on our platform, Jarvis, and tell people this.
No.
You just can't do it, because you look at an absolute dick until it comes to fruition. It's a little bit like Jude.
Do you think the physio is the most informed person in the club?
You would be amazed.
It's like a hairdresser.
Yeah,
knows everybody in town.
You would be amazed what goes on, because it gets filtered down. Everything gets filtered down. Players talk. Players are talking
Relax.
all the time. Yeah, it is. It's one of those, and it's really quite interesting what happens. It's what we were talking about journalists, and I said to you about snippets that interns give journalists. Some of them are correct, some of them are way off the mark, but it's things that you pick up as you walk around the club, because you have to bear in mind it's a safe haven. The training ground, supposedly, it's a safe haven. So me and you are at Old Trafford walking around as players, and we're talking about, fucking hell, Stu, you don't believe it. The agents only come up and told me, Real Madrid are putting a bid in for me. And then somebody walks past you at that exact moment. You've had that conversation, and you just don't know where it flies. It's really strange, really, really strange. But anyway, it's one of those.
It is. We will go through most of the transfers, the latest and everything, but I think we got to go to the main act of the evening and talk about our breakdown of Viktor Gyökeres in hundreds of videos of how he will fit in Amorim system. We all know, seen it in sport, how he'll do at United, what we can expect, and all of this. But so I don't want to sit here just parroting all of this, guys. I've done my own research. I've looked at the photo. I looked at I did note. So maybe I'm wrong about a lot of things, and you might disagree with me when it comes to this. But I will give you my honest opinion when it comes to Gyökeres and how I think he will suit this system. So first of all, I think he plays more like an inside forward than a traditional number 9 in the way he moves, because he's centrally placed, but when the ball comes, he makes a swift run to separate, and he goes to the channels to separate. And when he receives the ball, he attacks space. He constantly attack goals from the wide areas of the pitch, in my opinion, and both sides, both left and right, and that makes him unpredictable too. If you look at his heat map, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, it's quite small, but we can try our best to enhance it. What's going on? Maybe I can just try to enhance it a little bit now. This is turning into a mess, but we got.
You're all right. People can get a good idea from that heat map size, pal.
Yeah. Okay. Where we are? Yes. Yeah. Okay.
There it is. You go. You come back.
Kind of lagging now.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Okay, here you go. So I don't know if you can see, but you see there's a lot of red here, and there's a lot of red here. There's a lot of red here and here, mostly on the left side, but it's from both sides, and that's what I like about him. He can attack both sides, and he likes driving at the defenders with pace and power, and I would say he's very right-footed in a way.
He's right-footed.
He makes shots with his left foot, but
yeah,
it's not all that. And when he shoots, he's not looking to place the ball in the corners or something. He looks down, and it goes for a clean, powerful hit, I would say, with his arm out for balance, like a textbook striker.
Yeah. That Jarvis, that's actually his best attribute. I know it sounds weird, but his best attribute is his actual striking of the football. And if you strike the ball firm when you're in that kind of catchment area of where you need to be as a striker, it makes it very, very difficult. So you're absolutely right. He's not placing the football. He's using power and a striking ability to be able to do it. picking it up actually from his movement, he fits into a front three brilliantly well. He's quite an old-fashioned centre forward in many ways as well, Jarvis. But your assessment of him being more of an inside forward is absolutely correct. But I think he
It's the
would
way you find space. That's the way you
exactly.
find
Yeah,
space.
I think he would fit in a rotational three brilliantly. So
Yeah.
you don't necessarily need him through the middle all the time. And the interesting thing about that, having Cunha and Mbeumo and Gyökeres, for the first time, it'll give us that rotation that I've been wanting to see in the squad for a long, long time. Right now, and I'm talking about a proper rotation, because you know as well as I do, Jarvis, if Gyökeres pulls out to the left, Cunha can go into the middle, or Cunha can go out to the right, and then Mbeumo can go through the middle.
Or
When was the last?
for
When
that
was it?
sake.
Or Ahmad? When was the last time we've had that? We haven't had that unpredictability. What I like about him personally, for me, is his middle third in the penalty spot in the penalty box. He's got a real ability to pull off the shoulder and ghost in between and behind your two centre halves. Now, we talk a lot about centre halves ball watching, don't we? All the time, they're watching the player. And they're not necessarily looking what's happening behind them. They're always looking in front to try and stop it, cut back, try and get an idea of the flight of the football, etc., etc. What I don't kind of understand with Premier League centre halves at the moment, our friends, is their inability to stand square on and use their neck to swivel to actually what's happening. What they tend to do is stand square on to the actual ball rather than square on the with their back to goal, so they can kind of understand, because Gyökeres is very good at coming in from behind and scoring with his head or his right or his left foot. What I like about him is his 2 footed. I think you're right. I think he's weak on his left foot, but he can still score.
But from what I could see, I saw a lot of like compilations and Gyökeres chances, and his left foot, he takes shots with his left foot and he sometimes score, but they're not technically good.
That's
As
right.
good.
What we're talking about. No, he's not. Yeah. So he's not getting the power, is he, on his left foot? He's not getting the accuracy on his left foot, but he's getting a decent strike, which, to be fair, Højlund can't necessarily do that with his right peg, can he?
No, yeah.
And he's all left-sided. So I think you're right. I tend to agree, and you are right. And I think you mentioned it before about Gyökeres, Jarvis, in your assessment of him. Even without the heat map, you've always said he favours a left side of the pitch more than maybe the right side of the pitch. That's where he gets a lot of his goals, isn't it?
Yeah, but as you see here, this is Gyökeres, this is Højlund, just to compare. See Højlund's red area. That's where they mainly occupy space, is here in this area. But you see the same here with Gyökeres, but it's 2 big clunks. It's
2 big things. Look at where he is though, Jarvis. On that penalty spot is that's my favourite spot for a striker. He's got a good heat map there as well. Has Højlund got a heat map on the penalty spot? Just out of interest.
It's a little, here. This is his.
That's our penalty spot. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but Gyökeres has got that there, hasn't he? So, but he does prefer the left side to the right. But he's good on the right though. He doesn't hang around, doesn't dick about, does he?
No. One of my worries when it comes to Højlund is for me, I think he reminds me a little bit of a counter-attacking player.
Yeah,
he likes to attack space every time. He's powerful, pacey with his runs. I'm not sure how well he will do when we put teams under siege, low blocks. How he will be able to separate from bigger, stronger Premier League proven centre backs, because the Portuguese league, okay, the level is okay, but you have to be strong. And Højlund is not a big, small guy, and he struggles. You can see when he's up against Anderson from Crystal Palace or Fulham now, other centre backs, they just bully him. They bully him. So, how do you think Gyökeres will do against the stronger, better opposition with less space, harder to separate, and he can't bully them?
I think if you want to come to the Premier League, you've got to set your marker out very, very quickly. You've got to set your marker out early doors. And you've got to absolutely smash the shit out of any centre half you come across. And I've had it done to me, Jarvis, on many occasions. Some bruiser will just come in and just smash the shit out of me. And he's going to try, and he's testing me. He's going to try and see if I'm going to wilt, and he's going to have an easy game, or I'm going to give it him back. Now, you know, with Højlund in particular, he's getting it all the time. He's constantly on his fucking back because the centre halves come in and come on. I think Gyökeres is a bit stronger. Personally, I could be wrong. I think he looks a bit stronger. I think he looks a bit more powerful. I agree with you, by the way. Hi, Mark. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I really agree with you that I don't think he's got that type of centre half in the Portuguese league. But I think he's a bit of a specimen, Jarvis Gyökeres, and I think he'll be able to handle himself, actually. I really do. What I want to do, what I want to see him is step back into a centre half. You know what I like? I know we say it, don't I? I want him to disrupt, you know, just get in between him. Do you remember when we were talking about, he made a brilliant point about where Højlund migrated to when we were playing Liverpool that time. And we were saying how easy is it for Virgil van Dijk because he's got nothing to do. He's got no one to mark, has he? You need to be marked as a forward. You want to make somebody, you know, follow you around, and then you've got to like be looking over your shoulder and think, well, fuck, where's Gyökeres? You know, and I'm going to have to take my eye off where I want to be to make sure that I've got some kind of indication of where Gyökeres is behind me. What, you know, so Højlund doesn't do that. He's quite static. Or when he does run in between the two centre halves, Jarvis, he goes, you know, out towards the byline or the touch line rather than where we want him, which is in the actual spot itself. So I think you'll probably find, I could be wrong, but what I've seen of Gyökeres, I think he likes and he relishes a bit of aggro now and again. He likes a bit of a scuffle. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, that's what I'm also hoping. I'm hoping he will do that, but it worries me a little bit because I don't know. I never seen him up against like really tough, strong opposition. And we know Premier League is a different beast, week in, week out. And also, let's take some comments. Just I want to say. De Niro coming in, Gyökeres is a beast. Look at those muscles, mate. Looks like Batman. or Bane.
Gyökeres. Wasn't that sounded more like Darth Vader and Numpty? It definitely didn't sound like Batman. You clown.
I see what Mr. B is saying, and next season he will play Bruno in the 8th position and we will have no meet. Oh yeah, we are talking about Bruno. We will come, we will have a little chat about Bruno afterwards, so don't worry, guys. And he scored a hat-trick against Manchester City in Champions League. That's true.
He did.
But, you know, something else when it comes to European football. Say again?
He scored 2 pens in that game, but he did score. He did score in open play. And he missed an easy one in open play right at the very beginning. I think when they're 1-0 down, weren't they?
And Johnny K comes in and say, I tend to think that players from Portugal tend to adapt better to the Premier League than, say, a player from Germany or Italy. And the Portuguese league is more physical and quicker than other leagues. That's Johnny K's case assessment, and you might be right. I have to be honest, I don't watch much. I only seen a couple sporting games just to learn about Amorim.
Yeah, we have to bear in mind, Jarvis, right, that he did not particularly cut his teeth, but, you know, he played in the Championship. That is a tough fucking league.
It is.
You are getting kicked more
Coventry, Swansea, and yeah, I think that those are the two clubs he played.
Yeah,
But
it's a tough
I want to
one.
say, Stu, when it comes to his movement,
Yeah,
as I talked about, he's more comfortable than attacking from the flanks rather than operating all the time centrally.
yeah,
You can also see that on the heat map. His main areas is on the inside
yeah.
channels. No, yeah. Uh,
Hmm.
and
The biggest attribute of
maybe
a forward is movement, Jarvis. It's the biggest attribute of a forward. Not always just putting the ball in the back of the net, but making yourself available in that position
mm,
to put the ball in the back of the net. So people, when Andy Cole joined United years ago, they were going, "Oh, you need 7 chances to score 1."
I remember.
Yes, that's right. But bearing in mind, Jarvis, he's there 7 times. He's got
Mm,
into that position 7 times. Okay, now Højlund isn't getting into that position once or twice a game, is he? Coley was getting in there 7 or 8 times, and he would score. You know, it's one of those. I know people don't like Gyökeres, but not every fan likes every player on the planet.
mm,
And what players did 3 years ago doesn't represent what they can do in 3 years' time, for
mm,
example. It just doesn't work. Football doesn't work like that. That people have got need to mature. They either get better or they get worse. You either mature like a fine wine or you
mm,
end up as vinegar. That's
mm,
ultimately what a footballer is. Um, you know, 20 years ago, Jarvis, you could probably run 100 meters in 13 seconds. Now it takes you 20 seconds. My point being is you've grown older, you've matured, but you're probably fitter than you were 20 years ago because you know
mm.
how to. Well, my point being,
But
buddy,
I
is
get your point. Yeah.
the point is you know how to adapt your body to certain situations,
Mm,
and that's the same with me, and the same with Johnny K and Mr. B. When he's boxing and stuff like that, he knows what he needs to do in the early rounds so that he's got gas later on in the round. It's just understanding and getting the awareness of your own body and your own physical strength. So look, I'm really hoping that if we do get Gyökeres, that he is going to be the player that we want him to be.
mm,
But more often than or more than not, that he's the player that he wants to be and that Amorim needs him to be. And he's the one that has got to do that. He's the only one that can do it. I know I'm like a broken record about it, but he's the only one that can make the run on a Saturday afternoon where you're talking about in the heat map, Jarvis. If you're floating a beautiful little crossing with your fabled backspin pass, you want Gyökeres on it. You want that ball to drop exactly where Gyökeres needs it to, to run onto it or to hit it first time or to head it and stuff like that. And the only way it's going to happen, Jarvis, if he makes that run, isn't it?
yeah.
It's the only
But
way it's going
my
to.
only worry, when it's with this Y movement from the flanks, is maybe we will lack the presence in front of goal as we did with Højlund. So that's one of my worries when it comes to this. But I'm old school, I'm used to see Man United in the old days attacking from the flanks and having central players in front of goal. And we talked about this many a times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Manchester United was a club born on wingers and built on wingers. Everyone will tell you that. You go back to your history, look at the 60s to 50s.
Mm,
We played with 2 wide men, 2 fullbacks, 2 wide men. And it didn't matter who it was, if it was Gordon Hill or it was Stevie Coppell, it was Giggs and Beckham. We've
mm,
always had that. We've always had that width. Whenever there's a cross come in, there's been somebody in that box to aim for.
mm.
Whoever was playing up front for us at that particular time.
Yeah.
And there's always been that place. But people keep telling me that modern football is different and that you can't replicate and play the old way in the modern day with football, which is absolute bollocks, by the way, because you can. You just got to adapt. And we've always said this before, players, if Gyökeres comes in, he's got to adapt to not only the Premier League, but he's got to adapt to a way of playing. Now, how that way of playing is going to be, I don't know. because we don't know now, do we, pal? Come August the 14th or whenever the season starts, Amorim might surprise us with a system that we've not even thought about.
It's true. It's true.
He probably won't, because you've done your research on him. You know he's stubborn.
No,
but he might.
He might. We never know. I think it's a wise move to adapt to the Premier League. Even Pep Guardiola did it in second season of Manchester City. So who knows? I just want to say, when it comes to Højlund, for everybody, I just want you guys to pay attention right now. I'm not here to try to say that Højlund is a bad. No, Gyökeres is a bad signing. Gyökeres is a fantastic signing if we can get him over the line. That's my main objective. He's our number one striker I want in the club. But I'm just putting out there worries, and it's for us to have a debate, because I don't like all this hallelujah hype thing. He will be coming to our club and save us and score 50 goals next season. Everything will be hunky-dory. I want to be prepared for what I can expect. And there's a couple of things I can say. Maybe he will lack presence in front of goal because he wanders a lot. Maybe, and when you come to the Premier League, you got to remember you have less time on the ball, and the opposition is more physical. So don't having a left foot for him and be able to cut to the left and shoot quick with good precision and power will probably cost him a lot of goals compared to the Portuguese league. And he will start to lose his confidence going left and shoot, so he will revert to his best foot, cutting with his right, shooting. But after a while, that's predictable for the defenders, and then you will start to struggle. So this is my worries when it comes to this.
Look, you're talking sense, though, pal, and that's a key element. To me, if I'm Gyökeres, everything you just said there is right. Everything that I looked about him is weak on his left foot, but he has scored goals with the left back.
Yes, yeah.
But not as many as his right, and he's not as clinical with his right. Do something about it, Gyökeres. This is what I don't understand about modern footballers. Everyone in the chat, the devilish tacticos, know that they've got to work to improve every day. Every day you get up is a new day, and you've got to do something to improve on, your following day. If you're not great on your left peg, fucking work on it. Just work on it. Spend an hour every day behind it training and just pinging the football with your left peg. And one day you'll get into that position where you are hugely dangerous because you got that right foot and you got that left foot. One of Haaland's biggest issues, nobody ever talks about, is right foot. He's crap on his right foot. But because he scores 30 odd or 40 goals with his left peg and his head, he's the best since, because he can do it with one foot. This year alone, centre-halves have wised up to him. They know he's everything is to do with his left, so they're trying to push him onto his right. Look, Haaland's a good, strong boy, great player, scores with, still got 30 odd goals into this season. It was a poor season for him. Gyökeres has got to look at that. Look, Mark Langridge is absolutely right. Bobby Charlton, left or right peg. Absolutely no fucking problem.
Or Morten Gams Pedersen.
Yeah, he was another multi-footed player. But I want to see players actually work on their craft now. So if he's got a problem with his left foot, deal with it. You can't tell me, Jarvis, or any of the devilish tacticos can't tell me you can't remedy an issue with your left foot if you're right-footed, or vice versa. Giggsy was shocking with his right foot.
Yes.
He was abysmal with his right foot, but he got away with it because of his majestic wand of a left foot. Beckham not great on his left foot, but he got a wand of a right foot. So but these players, the Giggsy, Beckham, they made it work for them. They made their lack of problems, work for them, so they didn't need to.
Yeah, breaking news. We will talk about Rasmus and the interconnection a little bit later. We're just going to finish off the Gyökeres segment first, and then we go to the transfers.
So everything you said about Gyökeres is right, and I think everything Pete's talking about Gyökeres and his weaknesses is right. Pete's clearly not a fan of Gyökeres, but he's kind of right in what he's saying. You know, look, I've seen him play Coventry versus Luton. Look how anonymous he was in that particular game. You know, he's obviously improved, but has he improved enough? And well, we won't know really, Jarvis, will we, until he.
No, we won't. We won't.
Mark Langridge made a point as well. Sorry, Mark, I meant to mention it earlier. Everybody was raving about Nunes when he was at Benfica, weren't they? Whoa, fucking hell, we're going to have Nunes. Just couldn't quite do it, could he, at Liverpool? So there's a lot of unanswered questions, maybe, but he's got to come. He's got to come and answer them. He's got to come and he's got to answer them.
Yeah. And you know, I'm looking like I'm a Gyökeres hater. I'm not. I'm just going to say one of my other concerns is, you know, when it comes to Gyökeres, he looks down every time to shoot.
Oh, you're back.
Okay.
He disappeared then a minute ago. He went black. Where's he gone?
Could you hear me all the way? Or
we can hear you all the way.
Okay. I can't see him trying to create for others, you know. But a good striker, he's kind of selfish, you know. We all know Ruud Van Nistelrooy, for example, and the hunger, you know, when he plays, trying to exploit space and full pace, full power into that small pocket of space, gets the ball off the right foot, cuts in, shoot. That's how we do it. And he looks down all the way because he's very concentrated on what he's doing. He's very determined when he takes the ball. But again, the weakness with that is he doesn't look up. He's not aware of what's around him. He can't see other players, and he takes the shot himself. So in a way, we see Garnacho, for example, do this all the time.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So it could be a weakness in the Premier League. It could be a weakness. That's just I'm just sharing my concerns when it comes to Gyökeres.
Well, I think you've got to play devil's advocate occasionally anyway. But some of the lads are saying on here, you know, Volps are saying if Nunes played in Chelsea or Arsenal, he might thrive. Absolutely. You know, Anthony's thrived at Betis because it's a different type of environment for him, you know. So Gyökeres might come and we might be absolutely blown away.
But the positive is he knows Amorim's system. So
it
won't take him a lot of time to adapt to his system. It's only the league adapting to
and as you rightly said, Mbeumo plays in a similar system at Brentford, and so has Cunha played at a similar-ish system at Wolves. But Wolves change their system quite regularly throughout the game, so it's a bit more difficult to do it. But any elite player should be able to play in any system anyway, in my humble opinion, and it is a humble opinion.
I think I agree. Apparently, Spain has beaten France 5-4 according to Alien Tenno. Last time I checked, Spain was leading 4-0, so it must have been a hell of a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Crikey! Wow, there you go. Good old Lamine Yamal apparently was on fire, wasn't he?
Okay, so it's Spain, Germany then in the final of the.
No, Portugal got through, didn't they?
Yeah, it was Portugal.
Portugal got through last night. Yeah,
Portugal, Spain. Yeah,
that'll be a really good final. That one.
When is the
final? Got race. I don't know when the final is or where it is.
No, I know Norway is playing Spain. No, Italy tomorrow.
But a lot of the players will be off in the World Club Cup as of next week, won't they?
They will.
Yeah, it's next week, isn't it? I think.
The week after. 2 weeks.
Maybe 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, the international breaks is 2 weeks. Yeah.
Here we go. Mark Langridge has put his cheers, Mark. 102 games for Sporting, 97 goals. Coventry 116, only 43. But Rasmus, you know, that's still 43 goals in it. So quite interesting that.
Yeah.
Tough old league. You know, the probably would have been in League One, wouldn't
they? Stu, do you think we should be doing FBref on Gyökeres just to check his stats and see?
Yeah, just have a look. Yeah.
Let's see this week because we looked at the heat map and
I think
do a couple of comments and I will just find it.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Mr. B. I think he's probably going to be. I don't know what age group what age Messi was when he won the Ballon d'Or, but I think he's got a real good chance, Mr. Lamine Yamal, of being crowned the world's best player. It'll be interesting to see. Let's have a look.
But in a way, I think he is at the moment. He's magnificent.
Dinero is going on. Poor Dallo, Lamine. Yes, Paul. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Jamie Wayne's not quite on board with Lamine Yamal. Absolutely, yeah. It's again, that's the beauty of football. We all see it differently, and it's absolutely brilliant. I like that. Mr. B says Barca always have the best players in the world. I wish we could have found. Yes, La Masia. Yeah, their academy. Yeah, absolutely. Genghis Khan saying Ronnie's still doing bits, banging the winner last night. Do we know where he's going? Has he signed a contract anyway yet? Do we know? Ronaldo?
There was some rumors. Where was it? I read something.
Spanish-speaking countries to have the most votes for. Yeah, they do indeed. That is true. Was Pete's in talking to Mark about that's for cup goals as well. League games, 21 for Cov, 29 and 39 for Sporting. Let's have a look. Vulpes, 938 goals. I presume that's for good old Ronaldo. Jamie Wayne, watching for 30 plus years. I just don't call him a class. No, well, actually, Jamie, as you well know, I don't use world class at all. I just stand with you. It would take a lot for me to call somebody world class, but a hell of a lot. I don't think I've ever used it, Jarvis, world class, when we've been on that stream. I don't think
Maradona, maybe.
Well, he's your idol, though, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. He is.
Jan
Malmin comes in with a question. We can do this before we go to the FBrefs. Do you know why Gyökeres will be a success? ? He's got something Højlund does not have. Positioning. A striker in England, most important trait is positioning, along with good finishing, which he also got. I think you're right. His positioning is good, but I said it's more in the wide areas to get himself the extra little space just to separate from the striker. But I believe he will be a success. And he will help us immensely, especially when you're trying to play out from the back, because we know Amorim likes to play it short, attract opposition, create that little pocket of space in the mid circle for the striker to drop down. You have to be able to be press resistive. You have to be able to move in the right area, take down the ball, and do something with it. You don't have to necessarily go into counterattack and try to go right away, but you have to hold the ball and help the team move from the defensive third to the mid third and then to the attacking third. So he will be a vital part of our build-up play, actually, and I'm looking forward to that.
Ooh, I love this question. Would you both rather have Mbeumo for 65 or Bowen for a similar fee? I would go Jared Bowen all day long. There you go. I said it. I didn't even hesitate, Jarvis. I didn't even hesitate.
Yeah, but they will clip this, Stu, and they will. People will clip this, and in a year time, if Mbeumo is a success, they will show this.
Yeah, they will do. No, they will do. Yeah, Mr. B, what you getting? I picked up my new car a few weeks ago, and I was absolutely buzzing. So let us know what you're getting, because we're looking. Tell us. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Tell us what you got. Jamie, you're absolutely right, pal. If you're gonna, so he's got the RSQ3. So I bought the. I think you might beat me. I don't know. I don't know what the break on the Q3 is. RSQ3 is, but I got a Formentor Apps edition, and it's 3. So it's up to from 310 PS to 370. I love it. It's absolutely adore it. So I'd love to know. I don't know what the RSQ3 brake horsepower is, but I love my Formentor. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant. Sorry, Jarvis, we shouldn't be talking cars. We should be talking football. But the RSQ is lovely.
Dave want to know my answer to the question when it comes to Mbeumo or Bowen. I don't know. We look at their heat map. To the left, you see Bowen. To the right, you see Mbeumo. I see Mbeumo being more active,
Yes.
and I think that counts into his advantage. And but I'm like used to. Jared Bowen is something special. I believe. I think he. And there's no fuss about him, but just not with Mbeumo either. So
The difference for me is Bowen's passing ability over Mbeumo's. Bowen's got a bit more creativity than Mbeumo, so that's for me. But I just like Jared Bowen, as you well know. That's rapid. That is 400 break. That is fucking
they're
rapid.
kind of similar players in a way. They both strong, you know. They're rapid. They have some X factor. Yeah. Oh, 400. Yeah. Oh, wow.
That is rapid. Mine's only 370, but I've got quad Akrapovic exhaust. It's absolutely. You've seen my car, haven't you, Jarvis? Picture of it.
Yeah. Brilliant car.
Yeah, it's not as quick though as that. Oh, what a car that is! What a motor! What a motor! You'll have to show us a picture when you get it, pal. You know, on
Mr.
Monday or whatever. Yeah, dude. Do you know what? I think Nani is. Yeah, I think he probably would be a legend. He was a brilliant player. I think he was at United maybe at the wrong time. The overlap of having Cristiano there, but he scored some wonderful goals. Do you remember that goal he scored against Arsenal, where he kind of almost popped it? Or was it Stoke? Where you'll have to remind me, guys, where he popped it in pretty much from the byline. Do you remember? Do you know what I mean?
It was almost like Michael van Basten-esque.
Yeah, we were in black, weren't we, with the blue kind of like the. I'm sure it's that kit. Mark will know. Mark knows his history, so. But he'll be able to tell us that. But yeah, absolutely. For me, I love Nani. I absolutely thought he was a great player, and he still talks about Manchester United like he still plays for us.
But he was very inconsistent.
There you go. I knew Pete
when he played.
He was inconsistent. I knew Pete would know. He knows his stuff, Pete. So, but I just remember that one goal, the way he just jinked it around and he popped it in. Mark's right about Bowen as well. Brings a lot of aggression, doesn't he? A bit like a Vardy. But he come into it. He came into it late in life, didn't he?
He did.
Jared Bowen. He came into the Premier League late in life.
I don't know how old he is.
He's about 29, isn't he?
He's 28.
28. I was close. Yeah, I was close. Yeah. I like him. Yeah, I like Jared. I do.
But I think it will be too expensive. I think we're talking about 80 mil, maybe. Don't you think? West Ham.
Oh, way too expensive. We'd never get him.
Yeah,
too expensive. Yeah, I think he's happy there. He's engaged, isn't he? Or he's married to what's his name? That Cockney rascal, Danny, whatever. What's his name? Danny Dyer. Him. He's married to his daughter, isn't he?
Okay.
Or something like that. So he's probably settled there. Mr. B's got an Akrapovic exhaust as well. Yeah, they're fucking ace. They're so cool. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing it, pal. Looking forward to seeing it. Mate, congratulations. That is a beast. That is an absolute animal. Jarvis is a Tesla guy. You love your Tesla, don't you, pal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say that these days, because of
sorry,
the guy running the company.
Sorry,
you will be named and shamed.
Jarvis,
just the world how the world has become. So,
Jarvis, I can't believe I've just said it. All our viewers are gone. Get him off. Get him off. I'm only joking, old friend. I'm only joking.
Well, in my defense, I bought it in 2019, December 2019. So yeah,
absolutely. Pete's got mobility scooter. Dennis Tactico is absolutely on fire again tonight. Pete, I'd love to see you in that. Revving it up. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get off the sidewalk or wherever it is. Brilliant.
Guys, I promised you we will go through the FBref stuff of Gyökeres.
You've got to you've got to pay homage to Park G. You got to pay homage to Park G.
Three Lungs Park.
Yes. Yes, I can't remember that. Three Lungs Park. Yeah. Bloody hell. Sorry, go on, Jarvis. Yeah. We digress, guys. While Jarvis is getting that up, there's 235 of you watching. I think there's about 100 on YouTube. So any of you that are watching on X, please come across, like, subscribe, share, come and join into a brilliant community. The Devilish Tacticos know their stuff.
And we are on 57 likes, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. Know stuff in terms of football, but absolute legends, each and every one of them as well. Even the guys that aren't here tonight. But yeah, absolutely. Please do so.
I would love for us to get 100 likes. That's the magic number when it comes to YouTube algorithms. So
they love us. 100 likes is brilliant. If you could do that, and if you could get us up from, we're on 811 subscribers. Our goal is, mine and Jarvis's goal is to get to
19 now. 819. So
819. Oh, sorry, I didn't notice that. Sorry, I stand corrected. That's because I called you out on the Tesla, wasn't it? You're getting me now. You're getting me back. Sorry, boss.
No. That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. You're forgiven.
No, we want to get we want to get to 1,000 subscribers, by the way, before the season starts. Any help that any of you can offer us would be really greatly appreciated. Jarvis does a lot around the back. Even I've started doing stuff now, which is an absolute miracle. But Jarvis does quite a lot. Spends a lot of time setting up the streams, doing the thumbnails, and get everything done. So he's a family man. Runs a business. But if you could get us to 1,000, then we can get monetized properly, and Jarvis can get an even faker tan. He wants a new sunbed. Two of his lights have gone out, and he wants a new sunbed. So I said, well, look, if we get monetized, the first check, you can have a new sunbed.
Oh, look at now.
You're a handsome devil.
It's lightning. So
yeah, you're a handsome devil, Jarvis. You're a handsome devil.
Thank you. Well, you want to become a moderator, do you?
You want, sorry, pal?
You want to become a moderator, do you?
Get on with these stats. Come on.
Okay, let's delve into it. So we all know last season he scored 39 goals in the Primera Liga and 6 in the Champions League. So that's about 45 goals, 8 assists in games counting. And we have also goals for the Swedish national team. So I think we're talking about 55 goals or something last season. So his numbers are incredible. He's 6'1.5" and 190 pounds. In metric numbers, that's 187 centimeters and 86 kilos. 27 years of age. Swedish guy. When it comes to his stats, this is his standard stats. He's in the 99 percentile and high 90 from almost everything when it comes to goals and assists and shots and XG and expected assist and goals. So we all know he's fantastic. He's also in the 99 percentile when it comes to progressive carries. This is one of the most important things when it comes to the Amorim system, because we don't have ball carriers. We had Garnacho last season and Ahmad in a way. But besides that, we didn't have any ball carriers. So ball carrying stats, I think that will help out the team immensely. It's also successful take-ons. He's in the 98 percentile. And, he's a dribbler. He can take on his defender. And I think we also need better dribblers, because we haven't had the really good dribbler in this team since, we have Ahmad, but maybe Martial was our best dribbler at the time.
Cunha can carry the ball, can dribble, can carry it. Mark says, is there any chance you could put Rasmus's stats side by side? I don't know whether you're able to do that, are you, pal?
Well, I can show you Rasmus's stats just for fun.
While you're doing that, we've got a new name. Tony, welcome. I did think when I first glanced at it, it was the world famous Thomas Rosicky of Arsenal. I thought you might be an Arsenal fan, but Tony Rosicky, great to have you. So he's kind of talked about what you were talking about, Jarvis, about link-up play.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
welcome.
his link up is not that, and actually when he has players close to him. Okay.
Yeah, another new name, I think. Mark.
Platinum
Platinum
Bridge.
Platinum Bridge. Welcome,
Ah.
welcome, Mark. Thank you for joining us.
So not gold, it's platinum.
Yes, well, platinum is it's better. You don't want a gold card, you got to have a platinum card. Jarvis, of course, has got an American Express black card. Everybody, so you know we have to bow down to the
cha-ching.
to the very privileged. Cha-ching. To the very privileged.
No. We're just joking.
We are just
joking.
kidding.
Yeah.
We're just kidding. The good thing is the season's over, so the pressure's gone, and we can kid around occasionally, can't we, mate?
Yes,
Nothing
we
wrong
can.
with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Let's not lose our train of thought. So when it comes to progressive carries, and you see the last thing is progressive passes received, he receives 10.75 per 90 minute progressive passes.
Okay.
So maybe if Bruno starts hand grenading the last third with passes, we will actually have someone to pick them up
at last.
I think this stats is very important for Bruno. Progressive passes received.
Just another quick one while you're getting up Rasmus's. George Oliver. I think again, am I right in saying a new name, Jarvis?
Jorge Oliver Valenzuela. Yeah. Oliver Valenzuela.
Jake is a good player, absolutely. Yeah, big up. Thank you for joining us, Jorge. If we got that right. Tony's meant to say that his link-up play is not that bad when he plays close to him, but he seems to struggle when there are larger gaps between him and his teammate. Yeah, and a teammate. Thanks for that, Tony, for clearing that one up. Dave, on your bike, Brailsford. I do believe he's gone back to nurture or help Geraint Thomas with the
Ineos cycling team, or what's their name right now? Yeah,
Ineos, Grenadier cycling team. Yes, if you're into cycling, we did have a British winner in Adam Yates. He won the Giro d'Italia just recently. Brilliant, absolute brilliant ride. The penultimate climb, fantastic ride, and of course it won't be long before the Tour de France hits our screens. So that's if you like.
Yeah, we will do live coverage, watch alongs, 7 hours every day. Or
why not? Why not? We've got the time, pal. Yala Mamin. I did see that, Yala. Is that? I mean, you might be able to clear this up. Was it down to his salary? Salary demands.
Well, I think he declined 700k a week. He wanted 900 or whatever.
More, didn't he? Yeah, he wants more. Yeah, absolute moron. But there you go. Each to their own.
Use the money. But let's bring up Rasmus's stats.
Yes. Sorry, Mark. Hope you're still watching. Yeah.
So here you go. This is Rasmus. His best stats is pass completion 88 percentile, 76.9 per 90. Everything else is just awful. So let's just hope he goes to Inter Milan.
Yes,
but this is the general stats. I want to go through the
who's the comparison player wise, by the way, just out of interest.
Oh, it is Pavlidis from Benfica, Franjo Ivanovic, Union Berlin, I believe Croatia, Luis Suarez.
Yeah, I think he's just talking about type of player, isn't he? Player style.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I was just wondering. I was just wondering.
But when it comes to this is the goal stats. Let's just and shooting stats. We know he can shoot. Okay. His passing ability. Short passes 94%. Medium passes,
I mean, it's okay.
It's long passes. We won't drop down and hit it long.
You don't want him doing long or medium passes, Jarvis. We don't want that. We want him. Yeah, we want him.
And also, this passes into the final third. So he just keeps the ball ticking or take it and run into the last third. He doesn't pass the ball into the final third, I believe. But he has a lot of passes into the penalty area and crosses. He actually can cross. And 2.18 progressive passes per 90. That's quite good. Let's see. Passes completed. Yeah. Let's look at his defensive stats. Tackles, terrible. Tackles won, terrible. Actually, dribblers tackled.
Yeah, it's 81%. Challenge is lost. He's lost. Yeah, but they're only small. It's only small, so it's a big percentage, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's only small. But again, we don't necessarily need him there, do we? We don't want him there.
We don't.
Hey, Rich is here. Richie, welcome,
Hey,
mate.
big up, Richie. Big up.
Rich. Saw your stream this morning. Yeah, quality, mate. You're getting some really. Rich, by the way, is getting some brilliant traction.
Yeah, you just passed. Congratulations with on the 5,000 subscribers, Rich. Great,
absolutely
great, guys. If
brilliant.
you haven't subscribed to Red Devil United, Richard's channel,
please. Yeah, Rich is another one that really puts the effort and the time in. And he's doing about 3 shows a day, I think, at the moment. Bless him. So please go and subscribe and like Rich's channel because he's solid.
Story comes in and say Gyökeres and Isaac. Yes, yes. That's the end of the Gyökeres. We will have much time during the summer to talk about Gyökeres if we sign him or if we don't sign him. I think
we sign him,
he will be here all summer long anyway.
Oh, here we go. Jamie says Osimhen wanted 45 million a year. Fucking hell, what a clown! Oh, why? I see me. But we've heard that about him before, haven't we? In terms of salary, well, didn't the Chelsea move not complete last year because of salary? Yeah.
Okay, Stu. Next segment. I want to go through it. So let's just talk about this. We are going to the financial part of the club. So just a heads up. This came out, I think it was yesterday. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's cash injection just skyrocketed Man United's spending power in the market, according to The Athletic. And this is not the right one. Golf clubs.
Golf clubs. Are you buying new clubs? Are you?
Yeah, I was looking at some cheap clubs to give my one of my employees because I want to give him the green card so he can start playing golf with me.
Oh, nice. Great idea.
Yeah.
My lad's just started playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he did say to me, "Will I go with him?" I said, "Well, I'll make an attempt, but that's as far as it'll go."
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the golf shop and get about 100 or 200 balls, I think, because I'm likely to mess with you. So.
And see where the spoon comes in. This is your old mates at All for United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 237 million equity investments raised Manchester United's 3-year PSR loss limit from 15 to 105 million. And why is this? We touched upon it. And I read an article today, this one. And it explained how Man United are staying PSR compliant. And the answer lies in Red Football Limited. It's a holding company, as you said, Stu.
Yeah.
And it's accountant.
It's creative accounting. Yeah, it's creative accounting. But when you buy shares, you have to set up a company to buy shares, and they set up Red Football. Limited to buy these shares in Manchester United as all those years ago, 20 odd years ago, and that's what they did. And Red Football's been the holding company, ever since.
So let's break it down, Stu. Manchester United has lost a lot of money. We all know that.
Yes.
But they're using a smart trick to stay within the Premier League's spending rules. So instead of using the parent company, Man United Limited, they are using this other company. What's the name? Red Football Limited.
Yeah. Which they're entitled to do.
Why are they using it? I'm just going to break it down for you guys, and we can talk about it. It's because that company smaller losses. So the parent company has lost over 300 million now in the last 3 years, but Red Football Limited only lost 200 million. So
Yes.
still a lot, but within the 105 million limit when you include owner investments. And owner investments, that's like investments into the women's team, the
Women's
training
team, yeah.
facilities, everything that's deductible when it comes to spending. And
But the key element here is, Jarvis, the Red Football only lost 37 million last season, and that's the key element.
yes, last season, yes, but
Yeah,
it's
and
over 3 years, this period.
and that's the real key. That's a small amount of money, a tiny amount of money for a football club to lose, 36.2 million, and that's what we're pushing the accounts against.
Yeah.
So the accounts are going in, and they're entitled to do that, by the way. You know, Manchester United are owned effectively by Red Football Limited.
They are.
And that's how Chelsea are doing it. That's how Chelsea are getting them past PS. We could sell the women's team if we wanted to Red Football Limited.
We could,
Yeah,
and make money on
and make money
value.
on it. And that's exactly what Chelsea did. Chelsea sold the women's team. They sold how many hotels was it?
Yeah.
To their holding company, whichever, their venture capitalist company, whichever one it is. So, and that's how we do it. And I think isn't this what City are, as well as the competition fair rights, in terms of sponsorship values, this is another thing that City are fuming about, isn't it?
I'm not aware what City are doing. I have to be honest. But when it comes to this, I just want to say Sir Jim Ratcliffe also helped because he injected money directly into the club. It was not a loan.
No, it was
a
a
key
direct
element.
injection. Yeah,
and that made it legal, to lose more money without breaking the rules. So on paper, Man United are safe, but there's a catch, and the catch is we missed out on the Champions League and we lost about 80 million for next season. So things are really tight, and we have to sell players and cut costs to stay in line, according to this article. But basically, it's smart accounting that keeping them afloat for now. But we need better results, and we need to start get back into winning ways. And Man United have to turn the financial part in the right direction for us to, because we can't buy players next season if things are still declining.
But you have to bear in mind that Ineos, as a business, can invest in Red Football.
Yeah, but then they have to put their own money in.
Yeah, but Ineos can do that as a business. As a separate business, they can do that. Ineos can invest in Red Football Limited if they wanted to. So you may or may not see that happen. I don't know. We don't know. Again, we're not privy to what goes on within the confines of Manchester United. But look, we don't seem to appear to have a PSR issue due to the fact that they're using the accounts from Red Football as over to the actual accounts of the club itself.
Yeah, but
that seems to be.
It's don't be fooled. It's creative accounting.
Of course it is.
That's all.
Yeah,
it's creative accounting, and we are doing the same thing as Chelsea in a way.
Yeah, no,
just trying to
absolutely
wiggle our way out of it. And I'm a little bit worried when it comes to the financial part of the club. I don't see them turning things around easily. I think we need to start winning again, and we need to do everything right from now.
And yet, as I said yesterday, the revelation came that we were the second most valuable football club on the planet.
Imagine if we had a good footballing team, how big we would have been.
Yeah, and that's Deloitte, by the way, who are a very, very, very respected accountancy firm.
Yeah, but not it. Okay, how do you rank the teams in the Deloitte ranking?
This is all about brand value. Everything is about brand value. So, for where you are in your corner of the world, Jarvis, you might have Jarvis Cocker's 24-hour service. You might have Woolley's 24-hour tyre service and MOT and oil service. And you might have Bob Smith's, tyre service, etc., all within a 40-mile, and it's all about your brand value. Everything is brand value. And what Sir Alex Ferguson was able to create under Sir David Gill and Peter Kenyon was the absolute brand side of it. And it's so synonymous with the likes of Land Rover and Aston Martin. The actual brand value erupted in the mid to late 90s, 2000s, and it's remained one of the most amazing brands on the planet. And this is why the likes of Newcastle will never ever reach outside of Newcastle. Man City will never ever reach the status that Manchester United will get. There's only Liverpool that probably come close from a footballing brand point of view to us. So we do sit alongside Real Madrid. We do sit alongside Barcelona. We do sit alongside Bayern Munich. People always wonder, and AC Milan's brand value, and they've done nothing for the past 10 years in Italian football, is huge. And because you remember Marco van Basten, Jarvis. Yeah. You remember Paolo Maldini. You remember Franco Baresi. You remember Kaká. You remember Dida. You remember these names. Exactly. You remember these names, and Liverpool had them. Pete was talking about Ian Rush. He was a skinny 18-year-old Welsh kid, came from Chester, blew the first division apart with his goal-scoring exploits. John Aldridge came after that. Liverpool
time of the stash.
Yeah. Liverpool never thought they'd replace Ian Rush, but John Aldridge came in and gave it a good go. But it's never really anything outside of Manchester United and Liverpool in the Premier League or in English football has never been surpassed. Arsenal have never done it. City will never do it. Tottenham have never done it. Nobody will ever beat the absolute club size Manchester United and Liverpool. And it's the same in Germany. If I was to say you name a German club, who would you go for first? Without thinking, who would you say?
Bayern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just Bayern Munich. If I said to you in Spain, Real Madrid or Barcelona. And that's the thing. In Portugal, if I said to you, it's not Sporting, it's Benfica. These
Porto.
are
Maybe Porto, but yeah.
But it's Benfica.
Yeah.
And in England, it's Manchester United.
Someone is calling.
It was, yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's gone. Did you hear? Did you? Sorry.
Yeah. No. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just sitting here thinking, pick up the phone.
No. It's okay. I'll text. I will call in a minute when you're talking, when you're going through the thingamajigs. But that's how it is. So, people you can buy City shirts if you want, but it won't have the same meaning. As Manchester United, and that's always the acid test. If I was to ask you, your favorite car in the world, be a Ferrari, probably, or a Lamborghini, and that's how it is. A brand value is all about naming it without thinking. Oh, they got him, did they? They got the River Plate guy,
Mastatuno, or what's
it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, they're first to move for him, Jamie.
He was always going to go to Real.
Yeah. So when it comes to football, Manchester United is up there with the very best. And the reason there's a big meltdown with what we're doing at the moment, we're trying to get Mbeumo and Cunha and maybe Gyökeres, Jarvis, is because they still want to play for the biggest club in the world, in my opinion, and that is Manchester United.
Yeah, but it's only on sentiment.
But sometimes that's what you need. Would you rather? Let me ask you this then: would you rather have a footballer that comes to you because he wants to play for Manchester United, or would you rather have a footballer that comes to you because you're in Champions League?
Well, I think ambitions is important for a footballer. But I understand why players want to come to Man United. It's.
But what about you? But what about you? You've got Chelsea, you've got Manchester United, you've got City, you've got Liverpool talking to you, Jarvis, and so you're going through all the proposals. real
Yeah, we
players.
obviously play for Man United, but
Exactly, but real players, in my opinion, think,
Yeah.
you know what? I could go to City, I could probably get a title. Go to Liverpool, probably get a title. Could probably go to Arsenal, get a cup. What if I'm the player? What if I'm the player that takes Manchester United from 15th to the title?
Yeah,
What
you
if
will
I'm
be
that player who's
a
got the
legend. They
absolute,
will set up statues in front of Old
yeah?
Trafford, and
If
they will
I've got the
talk. They will make
balls,
songs about you for
yeah,
decades.
yeah. If I've got the balls to do that, and that's what I
Immortal.
like about Cunha. That's what I'm liking about Mbeumo.
Yeah.
Possibly, maybe Gyökeres. I don't know. Maybe he's got nowhere to go, like we said. But yeah, look, Mark's talking about it here. There you go. Play for the shirt or don't play. I totally agree. And that's just, but you know me, Jarvis. I wear my heart here
On your sleeves.
Oh yes. Hey, big up bath times. I didn't realise.
Big up, lads. How you managed to convince you stats are cool, Jarvis? Nah,
No,
he started waffling about everything else when I tried to show him some stats, but it is what it is. Speaking of stats, guys, PSG won Champions League.
Yeah.
Great players. I respect the players, but it has to be mentioned. PSG's wage bill in millions. We are talking about 690, 70, 80 million pounds a year. No, euros a year.
Yeah.
And number 2 on that list is Manchester City, about 480 million.
Yeah,
euros.
and they probably haven't declared.
So PSG, they outspend Manchester City by almost 200 millions.
Yeah, they probably haven't. I would say probably haven't factored in exactly what they're paying Haaland, because I would imagine they're paying Haaland a shitload.
Yeah. But I just want to say, when it comes to this, it's the money in football nowadays has become.
I'm not quite sure what that's about. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Sorry, Jamie, I don't quite know what that's about. I don't know, Pete, Jamie, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll take that off.
I'm not getting involved.
No, I don't know what that was about.
Talk amongst yourself. And Mark Langridge saying PSG has half that wage bill from 3 years ago. But have they? Because we don't know yet, because they bought a lot of players.
Yeah, so the interesting thing what PSG have done is, what they've done is downgrade.
They bought a couple of guys who was on the bench.
Like Garrett's Gaya bloke. But they've downgraded the so-called player, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've gone to a more workman-like team, haven't they? Vitinha in particular was just, absolutely superb.
Yeah, but the wage bill is still.
Pete, yeah, I know they keep bothering. Yeah, they've been bothering me as well. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know whether I'm renewing mine. And I'll be 31 years this year, Pete, and I don't know if I'm renewing mine, mate. I really don't. And I'm pissed off with them, to be honest. It's not good, but yeah.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Genghis Khan says,
can I get to my point? My point is we talk about spending. Yeah. So I'm just trying to say, we are cutting the costs all over the place. And, we heard talk about Mbeumo, 250, Cunha, maybe 170, Gyökeres, 300.
Do you think that's right? Gyökeres 300.
This is just numbers that was out there on the ether, from some credible sources, at least. People are talking about it. So can we compete again without spending? That's my question. Because I'm just mentioning PSG, Manchester City. In the end, how will this play itself out?
We've got to buy. Our problem is, Jarvis, is over. Thanks, Mark, for tuning in, mate. Drop me and Jarvis a text. You're more than welcome to come on and join us, pal. You've got good footballing knowledge, so you're more than welcome.
Yes.
No, we've got to buy. Our problem is we've been rolling over recycled garbage, let's put it that way, for such a long time, haven't we? And you know who those players are, so I'm not going to go back over those players that we consider to be recycled garbage. And to do that, we've got to strip out the carburetor and we've got to rebuild an engine. So we're going to have to spend, but we've got to get ourselves into a position where we haven't got to keep spending and keep spending and keep spending. So yeah, you're absolutely right. We've got no choice, mate.
No, yeah.
I don't like the fact that we do, but we just don't have any choice.
We don't. Speaking of money, Real Madrid has now made an official club-to-club contact with Benfica for Alvaro Fernandez.
Good.
Yes, it came out from Fabrizio, I think, tonight.
Nice.
It says Real Madrid has now made an official club-to-club contact. Alvaro deal could be done soon. Talks are now on the way, an agreement already done with the player on personal terms. So there's an excellent relationship between Benfica and Real. So there are some money coming into our club. We are talking, is it 8 million
18,
or was it 18?
No, it could be about 18 mil. We should get off that.
Yeah, and he's a youth player, so it will quadruple in there.
It's all profit, isn't it? Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it's roughly about 18, because I think Benfica are asking for 50 million for him. So they said to us, would we buy him back for our buyback clause? Which I'm not quite sure. I think that was about 12 million or 15 million or something like that, and then sell him a lot cheaper, like 35 million to them. Which would have been a good deal all round, wouldn't it? I mean, we still would have made money. So either way, it's good for us. Yeah, that's good for us. I'm really chuffed about that. Yeah.
And Biko comes in and say there's no good relationship between.
No, I didn't think there was either.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just quoting what Fabrizio Romano is saying.
Good old Fabrizio. Yeah.
You might be right, Biko. Good to see you, Biko. Good comment. We have this one also. Anthony's agent are traveling to Sevilla this week to speak to and try to secure another deal with Real Betis. And there will also be a meeting between Real Betis and Man United with the same objective. All parties want to make progress of the deal. This comes from
Dario Sevilla. 40?
I think it's too much for Real Betis.
I was going to wonder.
I think you're talking about 30. But I don't know. Have people heard anything?
Yeah, I'll be interested in that. I mean, if we could get 40 for him, it'd be, it's a 40 million loss, isn't it? But 50 million loss. But I think it would be.
But I think it will be stupid of us to sell him back to Real Betis.
Mark Nurse is in the house. Mark.
Big up, Mark.
Big up, mate. Big up. I know you've just come off a stream, haven't you, pal? So I hope your stream went well, mate. Big up, pal. Big up.
And talking about Anthony, we have this one. It's Stefford Paddock from Pettigol. Leverkusen are monitoring Anthony, who is on the list of targets. It's Erik ten Hag now, the new manager of Leverkusen.
Mark thinks they're willing to pay up to 45.
Yes, and that's interesting. Wouldn't you think that Anthony would like to go back to his old manager?
I mean, we don't really know what the breakdown was. I heard that, Dan. We don't really know what the breakdown was in the relationship between Anthony and Ten Hag, but there was a breakdown. People could say maybe the issue that he had that was proven unfounded, with his partner, his ex-partner, when she was trying to sue him and get him imprisoned, wasn't she, for domestic abuse? It was proven unfounded. So maybe that was a tough period of his life, and he just didn't recover. Needed away from Manchester United to refine himself. But again, if we can get good money for him, brilliant move for all parties. That's the thing, isn't it? It's a great move for him, Great move for Ten Hag if he gets him, and a great move for us if we get 45 million quid.
Yes. And there's also, I don't know how valid this is. I found it, but talk about Anthony. United have inquired about the 19-year-old Real Betis forward Jesus Rodriguez. But I tried to search it up to find different sources, but all I could find was Chelsea. Chelsea looking at him.
He's no mug, Graham Bailey. He's no mug at all. He's a very, very well connected and credible journalist. So, in fact, he would be able to give us a lot of information, actually, Jarvis, on the what's the Middlesbrough lad that we're linked with.
Yes.
You know which one I'm talking about, don't you? And I can't think of his name now. A centre midfield player.
Yeah. We talked about him in last summer when we had that show when we looked at prospects from Championship.
We did.
He was one of the guys we mentioned.
Is it? Yes, we did. Yeah. Hayden Hackney, that's him. Yeah. So Graham would be very, very, very knowledgeable on Hayden Hackney. Thank you guys for that. He's quite credible, John. Honestly, Graham, real nice guy as well. Real nice guy.
So the Anthony thing, I think it will drag out because there's so many elements into this.
I think
now
he's
we
right.
have Ten Hag coming in. We have Real Betis, other clubs interested with Bayern Munich, as someone mentioned, and there's maybe a potential swap deal in all of this. So I think the Anthony thing will take time.
I think he's part 2 of the window, isn't he?
Yeah,
for sure. But I think, honestly, Jarvis, I think we'll concentrate on the ins this side of the window and the outs the following side. You need your ins. You've got to get your ins quickly, and then you could see what money's left over to see if you can strengthen other areas for sure.
Yeah. And I think maybe Anthony is the replacement of Florian Wirtz if he leaves if he goes to Liverpool.
I mean, look, Wirtz seems to be it's whether Liverpool can afford him or want to pay the money, because when you get 105 mil knocked back, you kind of in issues. You kind of got problems there, because if they're going to knock back 105, they ain't taking 110. That's all. I know they want 150 for him, so you're going to have to be in around the 120 mark, aren't you? 115, 120.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Money.
And they're trying to get Gyökeres. He's going to cost what, 40? It's a lot of money. How much did they spend on Frimpong?
Is it official? 100% yet?
Yeah, Frimpong's official. Yeah, he's signed.
Okay.
Hey, Mick's in the house. Are you, Mick? Mick's in the house. Galatia will fund Gyökeres, pure profit.
Big up.
To join Ten Hag. Watch this space. Big up, Mick.
Okay.
Here we go. Mark thinks...
That's cool. 35 for Frimpong, yeah. Okay.
It was 35, wasn't it? So it's a lot of money, Jarvis. But Wirtz is a bit, if you are in the 115, 120 mark, what money realistically have you got left to go for Gyökeres? And
I think I think if Leverkusen gets 100 and how much for Wirtz? 105, 110.
They turned down 105. So said no to
maybe 115. I don't know. If they get that kind of money, I think we should demand more for Anthony. 50.
So do I, because no, but you're right, because if you've had 105 rejected, you're going to go back and think, fuck, they've just turned down £105 million. That's Leverkusen, by the way, Jarvis. We ain't talking Bayern Munich. We're not talking Real Madrid, Barcelona. We're talking Leverkusen.
Mark Yen says he thinks Liverpool will spend 350 this summer. Wow.
Well, Wirtz alone, 120. Mark, what do you think Wirtz will go for over in Germany? What are you hearing, mate? Because I'm really interested. I think you're right, Jarvis. If they get that kind of money, I wonder if I wonder if there you go, 130 thinks they'll go for. So I wonder if they're trying to get Anthony in before they do that deal.
Yeah,
because you're right. Because the smart money thinks, look, if they've got 130, we're gonna. They might, 145 million euros. So we might, they might be thinking we need to do our business now before.
Money. That's crazy money.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's absolutely nuts. So
Liverpool have money to spend. They didn't spend big last summer, did they?
No, they didn't actually. Their last really big spending was the Alisson and did they get Nunes last year or 2 years ago? They paid about 90 million for Nunes, didn't they? But their biggest summer, I think, was when they got Van Dijk and Alisson, wasn't it? Didn't they spend about 70 each, 75, something like that each?
But talking about spending big now, Manchester City here we go on Reinders. I think it's Turkey and
50 million for Reinders.
And the Wolves
Ait-Nouri, potentially 50 million. And what was Turkey, 20?
30 something.
30. So, that's interesting. So we've got to be
60-ish.
He's a player and a half, isn't he, Reinders?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's a very good player. They think he's going to be the conduit link between they want to use Reinders to complement Rodri, don't they? Great player. Mark says the Turkey deal's done as well.
Yeah. So players linked to us now. We have this one again, Martinez. Martinez, Emiliano Martinez.
That's how you do it, Jarvis. Yeah, I would so love him there. I'd so love him at United. I would just love him. I know he can be an absolute moron, but you're talking to a moron. So morons are always like morons, Jarvis. And I'm a complete moron when it comes to football, and I just love it. When he took Højlund out, right, I'd have loved it if he'd fallen on the floor like he did and then rolled over and pretended he was injured, and that's what I like about it. So he would be. I agree. There's better goalkeepers out there, guys. There are. I know we've been linked to. Mark was talking about the young Roma goalkeeper, which you could probably get for about 20-25 mil. I just think he's absolutely fucking brilliant, Martinez. Roydon's asked about Ter Stegen because they got Garcia, haven't they, Barcelona?
No, he came out and said he will stay in Barcelona regardless.
Yeah, they got Garcia, didn't they?
Yeah, but he said, I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Staying regardless. So at least not this season.
Yeah. But I would love Emi Martinez. Jarvis, please bring him to me. Come on, mate. Come on.
Yeah. But it's a good question, Royden, and I would take Ter Stegen if he was available. But no, I don't think he's
long-term injured, wasn't he? Is that why Szczesny was between the posts?
Yeah, it must have been something like that.
Yeah, long-term injury, I think, Ter Stegen, yeah.
And also Roshmano came out with this one, the same on where is it? It's this. Man United will move for Aston Villa's Martinez if they can get him. The feeling is that he will leave this summer, according to Ben Jacobs, who's been very precise this summer.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, I know he's no All Black. I know that, but
he's Premier League proven.
He's an upgrade. Would you not? Would you consider him to be an upgrade?
Yeah, 100. Everybody's an upgrade. My grand is an upgrade on.
Upgrade. Yeah. Young Phillips an upgrade on the Nana, isn't he? Bless him. How did you get on last night, by the way? Was it last night? Was it last night? Did Philip play or?
No, they played on Monday. I think they won the game 18-3 or something like that. Yeah, he scored a brilliant goal from the center of the pitch.
Oh, he scored, did he?
Yeah. He celebrated like Ronaldo. He jumped around.
Brilliant. He did the two, did he? Brilliant. Yeah. It's amazing when they score in it. I remember Jake when he was in Nipper and he scored his first goal and he didn't quite know what to do. He didn't know what to do at the time. But I was just like,
But it's so great to see. It's pure joy. It's pure joy. They celebrate as they score in the Champions League final. The Alto Belli scoring in the World Cup.
Oh, the Alto Belli one you're talking about? Yes. Look at that. Yes, the Alto Belli. Crikey.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys, by the way, they're up for Ter Stegen. Jamie said, "Would we swap Rashford for Ter Stegen?" I think you'd take him, wouldn't you, Jarvis? Ter Stegen.
Yeah. He's brilliant. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
But we are also linked to the Antwerpen goalkeeper.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard about him.
No, I haven't.
It's this one, and it's from a credible source, and that's Roshmano, or his Twitter account, Transfers MUFC. And he never posts this bullshit. So I think this is something to look out for.
Yeah.
It's Lamens. And if you don't know the guy, it's
no, I don't know much about him, Paul.
He's young. He's 22 years of age, almost 23. Belgium, right-footed goalkeeper, 30 games and 32 goals against, but his save percent of 81.4%. That's quite good. And post-shot expected goals is 44.5. So he should have conceded 44.5 goals, but he only conceded 32. So good numbers.
It's if he plays 30 games for United, it's less than a goal a game, isn't it? So,
and if you look at his stats, expected goals against, it's in the 99 percentile of every goalkeeper in Europe, and his save percentage, it's in the 97th percentile of all the goalkeepers in Europe. And this one I like. Crosses stopped, 99 percentile. Because we know when Onana goes out, it's squeaky bum time. Heartburn.
When did he last go off his line? Sorry, seemed to be glued to his line, didn't he? Jesus.
Yeah. So I don't know anything else. I don't know how much we are talking about or anything, but I think this is second goalkeeper type of signing.
Yeah, a
when we get
type
rid of Bayindir, this is the guy we will bring in. But I think he can surely compete for the number one spot with these stats. Looks talented.
He seems to be, yeah. But perhaps we ought to have a look at him.
So remember the name Zene Lamens.
Retro 77. We need a proper. We need a proper shit house. Martinez. 30 million for Martinez is nothing. You're absolutely right, Retro 77. You get my vote, pal. You get my vote. He's an absolute nutter. I think he's ace. Do you know? It's amazing Arsenal let him go. Do you not think? But they're really
he was a terrible goalkeeper for Arsenal. I never rated him.
I saw something with it. Maybe I just like his shit out, whether he's good in goal or not. I don't. Maybe I'm just tunnel visioned on that one, pal.
Maybe you are.
Who knows? Bring a lunatic in, absolutely. Bring a lunatic.
I don't know, guys. Is there any updates from the last hour that we haven't talked about? If there's any news, please find it and post it in the chat for us, because I don't have time to go to Twitter now and search for new updates. But if there's anything new, let us know. And I just want to end, because I don't have anything else for tonight's show other than this came out, the new jersey. And there's a jersey review for the third shirt. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, look, I like
the crisp yellow color.
I just love it. I love it. It's the play on our jersey from crikey. I'm just trying to think. It was an Umbro jersey, so 95, 96 maybe, something like that. I can't remember the year, but Eric Cantona. I love the black jersey. There it is. That's the one. Yeah, I can't remember. I think 95, 96 maybe. The guys will tell us. Yeah, in the chat. The Kung Fu kick. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful shirt. you.
Would you buy that, Jarvis?
I don't want to give money to the Glazers, but if I can find it from some other source, maybe.
Well, I hate to break it to you. When you go to 94, 95, when you go to GHgate or whatever, they've never been sued, have they, by Adidas, or they've never been sued by Nike or whatever. So chances are that Adidas used that factory.
Yeah. Well, not if I'm not buying a original shirt, some copy from some Chinese or.
Yeah, but what you'll find is there's still Adidas are probably still getting money somewhere because they're not suing them. There's no big court case over it, so you're going to find.
Well, at least I'm not putting it directly into Joe Glazers' pocket.
Correct. I thought it was 95, 96, but you're probably right, Dan. I think it probably is 94, 95. But I just love it. The new shirt, by the way, the home shirt, I think is the 12th.
Okay.
Of June, I believe.
I want to ask the Devilish Tacticos, the live chat. How do you give me your rating, 1 to 10, in the comment section of this new shirt? Because for me, I'll give it a
8.
8.
Yeah,
yeah, 8. It's almost a 9, but it should have had the collar.
Needs the collar.
Yeah.
I like it.
Brings it down. Retro 77 gives the shirt an 8.
8, yeah. Of course, Manchester United sell a shitload of them, Jarvis. They'll just sell a shitload of them.
Yeah. But if you look at the details, you see here this the devil.
The
devil is here. Yellow Adidas brand. Maybe should have had different crests. I don't know. Without the badge around. I like the real crest, not the badge.
Yeah, it's going back though, isn't it, to the Cantonal one where we did have that particular badge at that time. The kind of shield around.
Yeah, we did actually. Yeah,
we had it. Yeah, so it's just going back a little bit to that. But now Genghis is talking here. You're showing your age there, buddy. Every 2 years, we used to change our kits. That's absolutely right. Every 2 years. And then all of a sudden, we were the first. Manchester United were the first, by the way, to have a special Champions League shirt as well.
Yeah.
So we had our home kit, and we had a Champions League kit as well. So,
and we had the special shirt for the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final.
We did, but it's again, it's when you look at the football now, there's 3 footballs a season being used, 3 different types. There's 2 white ones and 1 yellow. Puma have just released their football, haven't they, for next season? There'll be a yellow one, there'll be a different Puma one. It's ridiculous. You get 4 pairs of new boots every season now, 1 a quarter. It's just endless money.
Jorge Oliver Venezuela comes in and say 9. It's very good. Yeah,
it is nice looking. I believe the second strip is white with purple, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen them, but I don't have pictures, not official pictures at least. I've seen.
Bring back the old orange winter ball in snow back in the 70s. Wow, because they're playing snow cover pictures in the 70s, and they get the orange ball out. It used to be brilliant. As a small boy, Jarvis, when I first saw it, it was wonderment. Your eyes were, Dad, there's an orange ball on TV. What the hell's one of those? Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
I love stuff like that. Yeah.
And for a novelty, this is the new crest. If Manchester City wins the World Cup, Clubs World Cup, they will wear this one on their jersey for the next 4 years.
Yeah, I can't go for that. I just can't go for that. I can't see anybody dethroning PSG. I don't know about you, but I do.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think PSG. I do remember the men's balls going. As I tell you, a friend of mine, he had from his granddad. Actually, he had what he's talking about is with it used to have laces. Jarvis, footballs in the UK used to have laces in them, and if you headed that fucker on the laces, Jesus, your head.
Mm.
It split your fucking head open, I tell you. My friend did that. He had his brought a football from his granddad. Oh, fuck me, it was terrible. I think PSG. Yeah, that's true. That's true, isn't it? From Dan. We wore the World Club Cup badge, didn't we? Here in 19, do you remember 99?
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they let us wear the badge?
I'm not quite sure. I think we did eventually, didn't we? Or was it? I can't remember. There was a problem with it. I do remember because it was a big thing. But City wear it, don't they? Tossers. But anyway, who cares about City?
Nah, you don't like them anyway.
No.
Our noisy neighbor.
Whoa. Now, this is a bold statement. That's a bold statement. Di Maria, Angel Di Maria, never spending again on the Glazers. I had to switch to the inferior phone provider because the good one partnered with the Glazers. That's very true. That's very true. That's a brilliant one.
I have a couple of searches. I one with Dan James on it back, and I one with Mkhitaryan.
Did you with Mkhitaryan? How the hell did you spell that one? Henrik Mkhitaryan. Yeah. Alien Turnout, Pete's right, actually. We didn't go in the FA Cup that year, did we? We didn't take
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Went to the FA Club Cup. That is correct. But yeah, absolutely. Who thinks the Premier League's been paid off? It is as corrupt as everything else in sport. It's as corrupt as FIFA, the Premier League. There's absolutely no two ways about it. And it's my own opinion, not the opinion of this channel, before anyone at YouTube gets upset with me.
Yes. We're ending on the goalkeepers because we had a little segment on goalkeepers. So
yes,
let's talk a little bit about the calamity himself, Mr. Fluffy Hands, Onana.
Jarvis, you can't say that. You legend.
Flapping his hands everywhere.
He's jazz hands disease. Jazz hands.
Yes. And the thing is, there is a realistic chance Andre Onana goes, which could open the door for Martinez coming in. However, it's not been told that he's for sale. So the original strategy was bringing in a young second choice goalkeeper, but it could change according to Ben Jacobs. I mean, that's fairly good news.
Yeah, well, I would say, actually, I'm wondering whether Onana might think enough's enough. Maybe Onana thinks himself he needs new pastures. Perhaps the Italian game was better for him. It suited him better. So maybe he's thinking to himself, perhaps, it might be time to move. I mean, the club have never really come out and said, have they? No. About Onana, and we spoke in this in January when you raised it, and I said it will be money that I don't think the club would have budgeted for. But we now understand, and we need a new goalkeeper. We know that. All of us know that. We've all got eyes. We could all perform better than Onana. So I think for all parties, I think it'd be better if he did go, even if we don't get me old mate Martinez in. And we get somebody else.
We get Oblak, Costa. I would take him. I would take Donnarumma. I would take a lot of these big, good goalkeepers. But even a young, up and coming goalkeeper, I would sell Onana right away and just replace him with for the future.
And I think you're right, buddy. And I think we have to do that. You see, if you are strengthening, you bring in Gyökeres, we bring in Mbeumo, and we bring in Cunha, which we've done, Jarvis, with Bruno staying, you've got to outscore the opposition. I know. But if we're winning 1-0, it's a really tight game, and he goes and fluffs one, you've got to go back up, you've got to score again. Yeah. We can't do that now. And there's nothing to say we can do it in the future. So you can't have that. You've got to be able to rely on your goalkeeper. You have to. Look, if we could get, I think, look, let's be honest, if we could get Oblak, I think we'd all be happy. We would, wouldn't we? Let's be honest.
I would smile. I would smile
You
for a
in
year.
particular would be happy.
Yeah.
You would blow your whistle with vigor, and it would blow for Oblak, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. That we'd do a whole show on Oblak, but we do know that 100% we need a new goalkeeper, mate.
We need a good new goalkeeper.
Two ways about it. Hey.
So,
Nas,
you're a little bit too late, but you're not used to the schedule. Stu and I, we are doing Mondays and Thursdays from now on.
We are
trying to aim for 9 p.m. as long as it's possible, and we're both free. And maybe we are doing a Sunday show too, if we can get every pieces together.
Boxing Straight Talks just come in at the wrong time as well. We're so sorry, gents. But we're going to try and we're going to try and get some pieces together to maybe do Sunday, aren't we? That's, I think, a loose plan, isn't it?
It is. It's
a loose plan at the minute for us both, but we would like to increase our outputs. Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel bad because we have such a great community. You guys always show up, even if some of you comes late, well, that's okay. You can just rewind and watch us all over again. But the thing is, for me personally, I do as much as I can. I don't have time to do streams every day.
Same here. Yes.
If I have time, sometimes I jump on Noradin shows. Sometimes I jump even on with Cass or with Mick or whatever, but nothing is just like on pure chance if I'm free right there and then. So it's just the way life is, and a lot of you are adults, so you know how it is. So I know you understand.
It is, but it has been a mint stream as well tonight. It's been fun again, hasn't it, pal?
It's been a great show. It's been a great show. A lot of people tuning in. Retro 77, Genghis Khan Jr. Boxing, Straight Talk, coming in with this Straight Talk boxing. And Jamie Wayne Nass coming in late. Alien Tenno, Be Cool, with a lot of good comments. Good to see you, Be Cool. New name, I don't know if you've been on the show before or in the live chat. Coming in with a last question for the night. Why not go for Jose Sa from Wolves? He's a great shot stopper. A great shot stopper.
He started off when he first came in. He was a couple of years ago at Wolves. He had a brilliant season, didn't he? I think he dropped off a little bit last season. I think he's found his form again this season. He's a very, very good shot stopper. I'm not quite sure on his all-round game though. For me, Be Cool. But it's a good shout. It's not a bad shout at all.
No.
Plus, I don't think you get him out of Wolves at the minute. They're being dismantled by the day at the minute, aren't they? Cunha's gone. Ain't Nora's going. Yeah, they're being dismantled by the day. So I think getting Saar would be, a difficult one. But it's an interesting shout. He's not a bad. He's Portuguese, isn't he? Is he Portuguese?
Yeah. All the Wolves players are Portuguese.
There seems to be a lot.
90% of the team is Portuguese. Dan P coming in and say, "Good to have you on, Jarvis and Stu." Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
And Mark, we hear. Sorry for not mentioning your name, Mark.
Sorry, Mark.
Subscribe
The
to the
legend.
channel if you haven't.
Is Mark.
And
please subscribe to Mark's channel. Yeah. Yes, please do.
Yes, and Alien Tenno comes in and say, "Chat, please forgive Jarvis and Stu. They are amateurs."
What have we done now, Pete? What have we done now, mate?
We are. We are. Honestly,
we are amateurs. You're absolutely right. Yeah, we are amateurs.
You have the occasional super chat or membership gifting coming in, but you're not getting rich.
Yeah, but yeah, we're amateurs. I did see we were sniffing around Semedo still. Did you see that?
Semedo.
Yeah.
The right back.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Wasn't he going back to Portugal? Because he's a free agent.
He's a free agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see that. I don't know.
That sounded like wild speculations, but
Yeah.
Talking about wild speculations.
Well, let's just get this up first. Let's just get that up first. Thank you, Mark. No, it's well appreciated, old pal. Well appreciated. Thank you. Look, even Jarvis is blushing.
No, I'm just laughing for myself because we have this one. Man United have expressed their interest in signing Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson.
Oh, sorry, guys. I apologise. I thought I got rid of that. I'm so sorry, Nicholas Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Yeah, we should have started off really the stream with the Jackson 5 song, shouldn't we? That would have absolutely blown up. Mark, and anyone who wasn't here on Monday, Jarvis had the cheek to put that on, and the whole chat just went into meltdown. And the chat was coming in with Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson songs. It was absolutely brilliant.
By the way, for everybody not getting the joke, this is just a joke.
It is a joke, yeah. Sorry, it's a joke. It really is a joke, yeah. But it was a funny one. It was at the time when you brought it up, and everyone was, oh my God, Jarvis he's like, God, I wish I hadn't done that. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It's been a great show, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I don't know if I mentioned Whistler and Dave, Jamie. Let me just scroll up to see if we have anyone else of the legends. Danny.
Hock is in. Hock's coming. Our good friend. Yeah. Our friend.
Where? Yeah. Hokutusikien. No, how do you say his name? I wrote it down.
Well, not what you were going to say. Not what you were going to say that time. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah, our good friend Hock's in. So we call him Hock. He doesn't mind us calling him.
Hokutusinken.
That's it. Yeah, he's in the house. Yeah.
Great name. Ciao, alles. Hope you're all well and being observing for the last 35 minutes worth just loiterings. Big up. Big up.
You're always welcome, pal. You're always welcome. You know that.
Yeah.
I think he probably, every time we try and pronounce his name, I think he probably bursts out laughing. It goes to work the next day. You should see these two clowns trying to pronounce my name.
Yes. And I just want to say thank you to Skander, Jarl Malmin, Jorge Oliver Venezuela, Genghis Khan, all of you legends, you know who you are. Royden Frost, all of you, thank you for tuning in. We will be back at least Monday, but maybe we will do a Sunday stream. So press that bell, you will get the notification, and keep your eyes and ears out for the Tactical Devils. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's been a great show. Thank you, Stu, and thank you to the chat. Smash the like if you haven't.
Yes, 181 so far.
To the channel. We are on currently on.
Just shy of 830. 827, I think. 827, is that right?
800 and 28 subs.
28 subs. So just two off 830.
Yes. So thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. B, all of you, Mukaya Brian, new arrivers. Thank you, and we will be back Monday, maybe Sunday.
Maybe Sunday.
See you on the next. Have a good night, and bye.